Am I in the air?
You gotta go with a smile. What is going down, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new edition of Am I on the Air? My name is DONMEGA, and I'm your host. I'm so happy that you're here to join me once again to get caught up with all the latest and the greatest when it comes to entertainment news, in television and movies, and non-spoiler reviews. You come right here on a week-by-week basis to get caught up with it all. It is season 29, episode 6, and tonight's show is titled Folie. Ooh. Uh, we're going to be breaking down the news from October the 2nd through today, October the 8th. Yes, we're talking Joker, Folie à Deux, or should I say Folie à Ew. But yeah, so we're going to talk Joker. We're going to talk a couple quick TV things. And then, of course, we'll get into the news of the week. Quick programming note. I'm going to be going on a family trip next week. I will be out of state. I'm heading to Portland, Oregon, and I'm going to be super, super busy. So there will not be a new episode next week. Again, I apologize. I hate missing weeks, but I will have absolutely no way to record next week. I am out of my element. I'm going to be with family and friends. And yeah, so I'm going to be kind of off the grid a little bit next week. So no new episode, but we will come back the following week, of course, ready to rock and roll and get caught up with everything. Because hopefully I'll be able to talk to you guys about Terrifier 3. I already got my pre-sale tickets for that for this Thursday, so we'll definitely be talking that. If you want to catch my video review, I will definitely do a video review, quick thoughts on it over on our TikTok page. We also share that on our YouTube shorts and our Instagram reels, so make sure you follow us on the social medias there so you can always see those quick thought video reviews. I love doing them for you guys, and I need more of you guys here on the podcast to go check them out, man. Follow along on all the other social medias. So let's jump on in. Let's get into it. Like I said, we're talking Joker 2, aka Joker Folie à Deux. The world is a stage. That's right. While struggling with his dual identity, Arthur Fleck not only stumbles upon true love, but also finds the music that has always been inside of him. What a boring summary to this movie, but you know what? It's a boring ass movie, so it kind of fits right on in with it. Joaquin Phoenix is back as Arthur Fleck, aka Joker. Lady Gaga is here as Harley Quinn. But of course, even in this movie, because they hate DC so much, they have to call her Lee Quinzel. I don't know why Harley Quinn. Come on, man. Why we gotta be so fucking off the beaten path here and make things so crazy? But man, oh man. Directed and once again by Todd Phillips, who did the first movie. And I'm gonna say, just like I said in my quick thoughts video, I love the first movie. I love the first Joker. It was a pleasant surprise. I was blown away by Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of this character, what he did with Arthur Fleck. It was cool, man. It was unlike something we had seen before. The movie went on to make $1 billion. It was a huge hit, and everybody loved it. And it's been a couple years, and then they said, you know what? They got an idea for a sequel. They're going to do it. It's going to be called Folie à Deux. And we got Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn, and we're going to make it a musical. And I try to not let that bother me. Like the songs, musicals don't bother me very much if they make sense. If the songs are catchy, why not? And I always kind of assumed that the songs in this movie would just be kind of in his head because this dude's batshit crazy, right? So there's songs. There's a lot of songs. Too many songs. And the unfortunate thing is that the songs that they do go with are boring as shit. They're so bad. Like nothing is catchy. Nothing really fits. It's just songs. And every time a scene ramps up, you're like, okay, the story's kind of getting back on pace here. I'm liking it. Where are we going with it? And then we're going to break into a song. And it's just like, what? And then it ends, and you're back to the movie, and then we're going into another song. And it just becomes such a head scratcher that you're just like, oh my God, here we go again. My friend that I went with, I swear, me and him, every time a song broke out, we just kind of looked over at each other like, fuck, here we go again. It just didn't work, man. It didn't work. And I know what the underlying tones of this movie are, right? It's Arthur Fleck struggling with just being who he is, but the world wanting him to be Joker and kind of the duality between the two. I get it, and it makes sense. And somewhere in here, there's a decent movie, but it's 2 hours and 18 minutes. The story is very boring because it's just basically his trial about all the things that happened in part one. It's boring, it's sluggish. There's just nothing fun about it. It's just tedious to get through. I honestly thought about walking out of this movie. That's how bad it was. It was so hard to get through. I was checking my watch consistently. And, I went in with such an open mind because going into this movie, I had seen the early reviews. This thing started off at like a 60% Rotten Tomatoes, then it was a 50, then it was a 40, then it was a 30. It just kept dropping every day. And it sits around a 30% critic rating. It also sits at a 30% audience rating, which is so bad. And it also has a D cinema score, which is unheard of, especially for a comic book movie. So no one is really liking this thing. Of course, there's a couple people here and there that I see online on Twitter that are like, "This movie's amazing. You just didn't get it." Oh, we got it. The movie fucking sucks. It didn't work. And now I'm starting to see more things about how Todd Phillips, wanted no input from anybody at DC. Didn't want to talk to James Gunn. That it was Joaquin Phoenix's idea. That he had a dream one night that there was a Joker musical, and he just said, "Hey, man, this is what we want to do." And Warner Brothers said, sure, because the first movie made $1 billion, and if that's what's going to bring you back, go for it. But unfortunately, this is not the movie anybody wanted. But I still went in with an open mind. I said, man, it can't be that bad, right? Like, I know everybody was shitting on it, but usually for me, like when people are shitting on a movie, I end up liking it pretty good. I'm like, you know what? Let me go be a judge for myself. So I went in still very optimistic, but ended up agreeing with pretty much everybody that saw it that this movie sucks. And then, I see a lot of people complaining about the ending, and this is a non-spoiler, so I won't say what happens in the end of the movie. But I've almost unanimously have seen everybody say how much they hate the end of this movie and that, they took a chance on something and it didn't pay off or it makes the first movie seem silly. It's just kind of weird. So I was ready for this big crazy ending. And then the ending happened and I actually was like, wow, I kind of dig it. It actually is a saving grace of this whole movie for me. I like what they did and it makes total sense to me why they did it and why they would go this direction. So I loved it. So for those of you that hated that ending, I'm sorry because it was pretty awesome and really just I thought it was a cool way to kind of twist it at the end. So but overall, guys, Joker Folie Deux is Folie Ew. And I'm only going to give this movie a 2 out of 5 stars. And I'm only giving it a 2 because of how good Joaquin Phoenix was again and how good Lady Gaga was in this. Their performances are amazing. She killed it. He killed it. And just for the performances alone, this should be a 1-star movie. I'm bumping it to a 2 just based on that. And who knows, maybe down the road, I will give this one another watch at home and watch it through a different lens and we'll see if it changes my opinion. But as of right now, I can't even tell you guys that I recommend going to the theater to see this. It's not worth it. So 2 out of 5 stars. I also tried watching over the weekend the brand new latest installment of VHS. VHS has been around for so many years. There's so many movies and sequels, and the new one is VHS Beyond. And I've been really anxious to see this one, even though the last several VHSs that have come out I have not liked at all. But I started to watch this really late on Saturday night, and of course, I passed out on the couch. I don't even think I made it 10 minutes into this movie. So, unfortunately, I cannot review VHS Beyond at this point. It is back on the queue, and I'll give it another whirl when I actually have more energy in me. But this one is now streaming on AMC Plus and Shudder. So if you're looking to give it a watch, go check it out there. It's October now. It's Halloween month. You got to check out the horror stuff. And then over on the TV side, I'm not even going to really do any reviews. I just want to shout out that Found is back for season 2. This was a new show that came out last year on NBC, and then it streams on Peacock. It was a really cool show. Mark Paul Gosselaar is in here, and basically it's about this agency that finds lost people, people that have been abducted, kidnapped, stuff like that. But the lady that runs the agency, she was abducted herself when she was younger, by Mark Paul Gosselaar, of course, Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. And she ends up capturing him and keeping him locked in her basement and using him to help solve some crimes. But the end of season 1, he gets away, and now season 2 is off to the races where they're actually trying to track him down. And I love this show, and I'm glad it's back for season 2. It was a great premiere, and definitely should check that out. Again, you can stream that on Peacock. And then Superman and Lois is back for its 4th and final season. I just started watching. It was a 2-episode premiere. I just watched the first episode of the premiere. It's great to see this show back. I love this show. Just sucks that it's the finale, but I understand they want to get it done and out of there before James Gunn comes in with his new Superman next year. So it makes total sense. This is the last show of the Arrowverse, and we're gonna wrap up this season here. But check it out, man, over in the CW, Superman and Lois back for season 4. All right, let's get on over to the box office. Coming in number 10, it's Megalopolis. Number 9 is The Substance. Number 8, White Bird. Number 7, Deadpool and Wolverine. Number 6, Sam and Colby, The Legends of Paranormal. Number 5, Speak No Evil. Number 4, Transformers 1. Number 3, Beetlejuice, which is now available on premium VOD, by the way. Number 2 is The Wild Robot. And number 1 is Joker, Folie. But here's the box office catch, man. The first movie, like we said, went on to make over $1 billion. And in its opening weekend, the movie made like 90 something million, almost $100 million. So they were expecting this movie going into the weekend that they knew it wasn't going to hit that 90. They said, man, it's going to fall a little short, but it'll probably tap out somewhere in the 60s range, like 60 to 65 mil. And then as the weekend went on, they're like, yeah, it ain't gonna hit that. It's gonna hit 40. And it was like, ooh, 40, man, that's a big drop from that first movie. When the final numbers came out on Monday, the movie only made 37.6, so it didn't even hit the 40 million. 37.6, you would think that that's an okay debut, but when you compare it to what the predictions were, if you compare it to the first movie, and you compare it to the budget, this movie cost over $200 million to make. This movie is a flop already, and it's gonna lose the studio a lot of money when it's all said and done because it's only downhill from here. So 37 mil on 4,102 screens, which is crazy. But yeah, there you go. All right, with the box office out the way, let's get on over to our news of the week. All right, last week saw the premiere of Deadpool and Wolverine at home. It is now on premium VOD, and usually I'm a big buyer of movies. I love to build my collection. And usually though, I bookmark a new movie and I wait like a month or so until it goes on sale before I add it to the collection. Of course, with Deadpool and Wolverine dropping, I had to add it to the collection ASAP. So I bought it day one for 25 bucks, which I haven't spent 25 bucks on a movie in a long time, but I had to, man. I love this movie. It's my favorite movie of the year, and it has already broken Fandango's records for the most day one sales of any movie in 2024. So I'm glad I contributed to that. It is awesome. And yeah, go watch it, man. I've already watched it once, and I'm sure I'll watch it again here very soon. All right, trucking along. Sugar has been renewed for season 2 over on Apple TV Plus. I loved season 1 of Sugar. This is Colin Farrell's show, and it was great, man. I highly recommend you check this one out, and glad to see it's been renewed for season 2. A live action Rugrats film with CGI babies is in development over at Paramount. Pitch Perfect director Jason Moore is set to direct the film, so something I never thought I'd see. Olivia Rodrigo fans, guess what? You're going to get it. That's right. Her Guts World Tour is getting a concert film, and it will premiere on Netflix on October 29th. So get ready for that. My daughter is a massive Olivia Rodrigo fan. So when I broke this news to her, she was like, oh my God, screaming, run around the house. So all you fans get to watch her tour live for the concert movie on Netflix, October 29th. We have the new trailer for Companion. This stars Jack Quaid, Sophie Thatcher, and Lucas Gage. It is a pretty batshit crazy trailer, man. It's very much a teaser. It's only a minute long. This comes out in theaters January 10th, and it looks so cool. The trailer didn't really give you much, but it looks so cool. So I am down. I can't wait to see Companion. Robbie Williams is getting a biopic. That's right. But in this biopic, he is betrayed by a CGI monkey. I don't really understand the concept here of this, but we have the first teaser trailer for his biopic called Better Man. And yes, in the trailer, he is betrayed by a CGI monkey. So it is from the director of The Greatest Showman. Who knows, man? This could be a really cool ass movie, but it looks so weird with this damn monkey running around. Kevin Smith says he wants Sarah Michelle Gellar to fill in for the late Shannon Doherty in his long-awaited Mallrats sequel. He says her being Shannon's bestie, and I already having worked with her before. When she tried out for Mallrats 30 years ago, I would ask Sarah to step in. So very cool there to kind of see him kind of piece that together. Um, Chase Crawford, along with Laura Harrier and Susanna Sun, are set to star in a new thriller called Strobe. That's right. This will be centering on a high school senior embarking on an obsessive quest to track down a mysterious EDM artist. So good cast here, man. So we'll see what ends up happening with that. Congratulations to the Wrestling League AEW on their new Warner Brothers Discovery deal. They are going to continue airing on TBS and TNT, but starting in January, the shows will stream on Max as well. This will definitely help broaden their exposure. And their pay per views can be bought on Max going forward starting in January for a discounted rate. So, kind of a bummer that you still got to pay for them. I think if Max actually held the pay per views, they would really gain some big interest. But we don't know anything more other than they'll be discounted. So no rate information yet. But congrats to Tony Khan and AEW on this new deal with Warner Brothers. Newcomer Daniel Quinn Toy, who is an actor with barely, if any, film credits to his name, has nabbed the starring role in Voltron. That's right, Amazon's MGM big budget live action feature based on the anime. I grew up on Voltron. I love Voltron, and I don't have any idea who this kid is at all. Supposedly, he studied under Tom Holland. He's his understudy, doesn't really mean much to me. He looks like a little nerdy kid. I don't know what he's going to be doing in Voltron, especially when they say he's going to have a starring role. Hopefully, not the lead role. But hey, not to knock this kid. I'm just happy at the news that we're moving forward to Voltron because I've waited my whole life for this damn movie. Jonathan Majors' movie Magazine Dreams is going to get a theatrical release. That's right. This movie was supposed to come out last year. Of course, you know what happened with Jonathan Majors. But this movie has supposedly really good. It's been sitting on a shelf, and now it's going to be released in theaters in the first quarter of 2025. Um, the Waterfront has added Topher Grace to the cast. This is a new Netflix drama that they're putting together. Holly Berry is joining Chris Hemsworth in a new heist thriller movie called Crime 101. Tobin Bell confirms that he will be back in Saw 11. That's right. He says John Kramer is not done. So even though he came back, he's been dead for many movies. He came back in Saw 10. He's going to continue on in Saw 11. The Villains of Valley View has been officially canceled over on the Disney Channel. Melissa Barrera has joined the cast of Simu Liu's new Peacock sci-fi thriller. So great addition there. I love Melissa Barrera. Um, George Clooney and Brad Pitt's new action comedy Wolves has become the most viewed movie in Apple TV Plus history. So congratulations there. I really enjoyed the movie. Should check it out. A new epic documentary called Doc of Chucky is going to start streaming on Shudder in November. Family Guy is getting a Halloween special. That's right, comes out October 14th over on Hulu, and Glenn Powell will guest star. So check out the Halloween special. It looks like an Abbott Elementary and Always Sunny in Philadelphia crossover is in the works, so that's going to be really interesting. So check that out. We have the new official trailer for the sixth and final season of What We Do in the Shadows, which premieres October 21st over on FX. We have the character posters for Red One with Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, and J.K. Simmons, all new. This hits theaters November 15th. I just got invited to the press screening for Red One. I get to see it a couple days early. I'm excited. I can't wait to see it because I'm stoked on this movie, man. I'm going to take my daughter to it, and hopefully we'll have a good time there. Ahsoka season 2 is happening, and showrunner Dave Filoni says they're going to start production next year. Secret Wives of Mormon Lives has been renewed over on Hulu. Reacher's Alan Ritchson has been cast in a new Nicholas Sparks adaptation movie called Counting Miracles. Spider-Man Noir has begun filming. Ryan Murphy is mulling doing some additional episodes for Monsters, the Menendez brothers, with their possible resentencing and all the new stuff that's going on with them. He might tack on a couple new episodes, so that'd be pretty cool. I just finished this series a couple nights ago. It was excellent, man. So definitely check out Monsters, the Eric and Lyle Menendez story. It is really, really good. That '90s show has been canceled over on Netflix. I'm not shocked by this. That show sucked. Criminal Minds star Matthew Gray Gubler is set to star in a new procedural pilot called Einstein over on CBS. We have the new trailer for Time Cut. A teenage girl travels back to the early 2000s to stop a killer from murdering her sister. Madison Bailey and Antonio Gentry star in Time Cut, and this will premiere on October 30th over on Netflix. Yes, it sounds very eerily similar to the one that came out last year on Prime Video with oh god, with the Sabrina the Witch chick. And I can't even remember what that one was called, but it was actually a fun little movie. So I like the concept. And I remember in that one she went back to the 80s, I think, to save her mom, where this one's early 2000s to save her sister. But it's the same damn concept. But hey, we love making movies in twos, right? Speaking of twos, how about threes? Anne Hathaway has announced that she is coming back and they're moving forward for the Princess Diaries 3. That's right. It is officially in development. So I love that, man. I know a lot of people are super excited for Princess Diaries 3. Um, Katie O'Brien, the rising actress who gained notice with Love Lies Bleeding, is joining Glenn Powell in The Running Man, of course, the adaptation of the Stephen King novel. Um, Who's the Boss sequel series has officially been scrapped over at Amazon Freevee. Terrifier 3 director Damien Leone has hope for an extended cut down the road. He says, I would love doing the extended cut. I would wound up cutting probably 5 scenes out of this movie, and a lot of them I really, really loved. There were some really great character moments that I had to cut. So why not, right? I could see him doing an extended cut. That's what we got the platforms for now on digital. A director for DC Studios and HBO's Lanterns has been found. James Haas, an established TV helmer who most recently directed a string of episodes for the Gary Oldman spy series Slow Horses, has been tapped to helm the first 2 episodes of Lanterns. So very cool there. I love that we're moving forward on that. Glenn Powell and Edgar Wright's remake of Arnold Schwarzenegger's The Running Man, we just talked about it, will officially release on November 21st, 2025. So pretty cool, man. Next year we're getting it. So I think this is going to be really, really cool. So glad to have an official release date there. Amazon is looking to return to Middle Earth as the company is on the verge of renewing its Prime Video fantasy epic, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, for a 3rd season. So not official yet, but it's looking that way. The studio for going back to Princess Diaries 3 has landed Joyride director Adele Lim. She will be taking on the directing duties for the film. She also worked on Crazy Rich Asians. So she's got a good background, man. So definitely a great addition there. J.K. Simmons and his daughter Olivia Simmons are set to lead a new dramedy movie called 109 Billion Followers. Paramount's setting some release dates for 2025, so check out that article if you want to see what's broken down there. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, their new movie R.I.P., which is coming to Netflix, has officially cast Tiona Taylor and Sasha Kaye to the cast. So great additions there. The Marty Supreme cast has added Fran Drescher as Timothy Chalamet's mom. The Bosch spinoff focused on J. Edgar is not moving forward over on Amazon. We have the new trailer for Anthony Mackie's Elevation, which hits theaters on November 8th. Shrinking Season 2 premieres October 16th on Apple TV Plus. We're almost there, man. I'm so excited. I love this show. We got the 22 best movies new to streaming in October. Things like Despicable Me 4, Trap, Maxine, and a whole bunch more. Check out the article to see when and where your movies are streaming. The Until Dawn movie is officially wrapped filming, so I know a lot of people excited about that love that game. We got an article up with Michael Rainey Jr. talking about his power evolution, the ghost ending, and that mystery call in the finale. So check that out if you'd like to learn a little more. Michael Bay is in talks to direct Will Smith in the new Netflix action movie Fast and Loose. It'll focus on a crime boss who loses his memory after an attack and gradually learns that he was living a double life as a CIA agent. I love it. I love the premise. I love Will Smith. I love Michael Bay. Let's do it. This is great, great news. I love it. Universal Pictures has landed the movie rights to Reminders of Him. This is from best-selling author Colleen Hoover, who did, of course, It Ends With Us. That was a big movie over the summer. The script will be written by Hoover and Lauren Levine and is targeting a Valentine's Day 2026 release date. Superman and Lois cast has added S.H.I.E.L.D. vet Elizabeth Hestridge as Lex Luthor's daughter. I love it, man. I love her. She was awesome on S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm glad to see her doing something here on Superman and Lois. The Professionals. Chad Stahelski is producing an action movie that is billed as a cross between John Wick and Clue. So take that as you will. Chad Stahelski is producing the movie. He might direct it, but probably not. But I like that, man. John Wick and Clue. What a crossover. The crossover you never knew you wanted. We got the new Moana 2 poster. We found out that Christopher Nolan is setting up his next film. It looks like he's going to be returning to Universal Pictures for his next movie with plans of an IMAX release on July 17th, 2026. And Matt Damon is in talks to star and lead the movie. So there you go. Christopher Nolan, Matt Damon, summer 2026. Sydney Sweeney and Amanda Seyfried are set to star in a film adaptation of Frida McFadden's The Housemaid. I know a lot of people read this book and love this book, so this is a great casting here. Of course, Sydney Sweeney is so hot right now, and Amanda Seyfried is always amazing, so great additions here to get this book made, and it's going to be directed by Paul Feig. We all love Paul Feig, so great addition here for that. We have a special look at Moana 2, so not really a new trailer, but a special preview of it, so check that out. It hits theaters November 27th. Kerry Russell stars in the official trailer for The Diplomat Season 2. This is coming to Netflix on October 31st. We have the all-new trailer for Heretic, starring Hugh Grant and Sophie Thatcher. Check this one out. That just dropped today, along with a new trailer for A Complete Unknown, Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan in the new biopic from James Mangold. David Schwimmer is going to be starring in the new Goosebumps. The Goosebumps The Vanishing will premiere on January 10th on Hulu and Disney Plus. Sega movie is in the works based on their video game Shinobi. This is coming from Universal Pictures, and Extraction director Sam Hargrave is producing. Guys, growing up playing arcade games, I played Shinobi so damn much. I spent so many quarters on this game, and I can't believe it took 40 years, but I'm here to see the movie, man. Let's do it. I'm very excited about this news. The Night Agent has scored an early season 3 renewal over on Netflix. What's not getting a renewal on Netflix is Chaos. That's right, Chaos with a K, starring Jeff Goldblum. Netflix is not returning for season 2, and the show has been canceled after one single season. I actually kind of dug this show. I watched it. I actually just finished it a couple nights ago. But yeah, man, one and done for Chaos. My Darlings is a book that's being adapted into a thriller over at Amazon from Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. We have the new trailer for Armored. Sorry, I think it's just called Armor, which is Sylvester Stallone robbing an armored truck. Very interesting. So check that out. Monarch Season 2 is officially cast Praise Amber Midthunder as a new character for the show. She was amazing in Prey, so I can't wait to see her in Monarch Season 2. Demi Moore and Kiki Palmer are joining the new Boots Riley movie, I Love Boosters. And Man on Fire, the Netflix series, has added Scoot McNairy and Alice Braga to the cast. Um, and Never Let Go, the new Holly Berry movie, horror film that just hit theaters a couple weeks ago, is already hitting premium VOD this Friday on October 11th. So you can look for that there and rent or buy it on premium VOD. And that, my friends, is the news of the week. And we did it, baby, right at that 30-minute mark. I love it. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for joining me on this ride as we got you caught up with all the latest and the greatest. Make sure you bookmark our page at amiontheair.com. Make sure you share it with your friends and family. Anybody that loves television and movie news, you got to share this podcast with them. But thank you, everybody that's listened and followed along. amiontheair.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/amiontheair. Follow us on X at amiontheair. Follow me directly at DXDonMega. Same handles over on Threads. Make sure you leave a review and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora. We're on all the platforms, so search wherever you like, and make sure you subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to us and follow us always on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You got to follow along on all the socials, man. We got little cool shit dropping all the time. And thank you to our great affiliates over at Red Dragons Radio and the Pop Culture Pros. Follow on X at Red Dragons Radio, all one word, and PopCulture_Pros. Thank you guys for always streaming our show on demand. That'll do it for me here on October the 8th. Once again, like I said, I will be out of town next week, so no new episode, but we'll be back with a bang the following week to get you caught up on everything as soon as I can. But I hope you all have an amazing week. Take care of yourselves and each other. And until next time, y'all, peace. Red Dragons!